Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me for this morning mindfulness practice. Hope you're well this morning. So, mindfulness is a way of relating to our experience of our minds, our bodies, the world. And that way of relating can be summed up by the phrase friendly and non-judgmental awareness. Being interested in how things really are right now. Not so much how we'd like them to be or how we fear that they might become, but how they actually are right now. And meeting however they are, as far as possible, with a kind and balanced mind, friendly and non-judgmental awareness. I mentioned yesterday that one idea that can help with this is the idea of beginner's mind. But each moment is as yet undiscovered, is unique and brand new. So we can be really interested in how it is. There may be ripples from the past in this moment. There may be a sense of the future. But as best you can, not assuming that that will be there, but just investigating this present moment, however it might be. Today we'll be bringing that curiosity in particular to the sensations of the body. This practice can be done sitting or lying down. So making a choice at this point about how you'd like to do this practice. Standing up is always an option too, in fact, if sleepiness is present in particular, or if it's something you'd like to explore. If you're sitting, perhaps with the soles of the feet on the floor, the spine straight, the shoulders relaxed, the hands resting on the thighs or in the lap. If you're lying down, you may like to use a blanket to keep you warm. Perhaps with the legs outstretched or the soles of the feet flat on the floor and the knees bent. The arms lying by the sides, maybe with the palms facing upwards. Making sure that the head and the neck are supported. Whichever posture you're in, you may like to close your eyes or simply to lower your gaze, to allow your eyes to rest with a soft focus on a single point. So just finding the posture that's comfortable for you now. And I'll begin this practice with the sound of the bell. So welcome to this body scan practice. By doing this practice, you're taking an active step towards greater health and well-being. Throughout this practice, if the guidance that I offer doesn't feel right for you, please feel free to do otherwise. My guidance is just suggestion, just invitation. So, beginning with an awareness of the whole body now. What are the sensations of the body? The physical sensations as you sit or lie. You may notice points of contact between your body and anything else: the floor, the chair or cushion or stool, clothes, air. Having a sense of the space that the body occupies, the space around the body, and the boundary between these two spaces. And if it's okay for you, now picking up the feeling of the breath. Where do you feel the breath moving in the body? It may be strongly or subtly felt, maybe in the stretching and relaxing of the belly, maybe in the rising and falling of the chest, maybe a coolness at the back of the throat. You may notice the cool air coming in through the nostrils and the warmer air going out. There are likely to be thoughts and emotions of various sorts here too, but as best you can, just turning towards the physical sensation of the breath, giving importance to it without trying to get rid of everything else. It's just a turning towards now. When the mind wanders away to thought or emotion, past or future, or something else entirely, just smiling at this natural tendency of the mind and gently bringing it back now to the physical sensation of the breath, wherever it's most readily available to you. And if bringing awareness to the breath is uncomfortable for you, remembering that you always have choices. You can stay with awareness of the whole body, for example, or bring awareness to a place that is more comfortable, perhaps the hands, perhaps the feet. As you next breathe out, bringing the awareness down through the body and into the feet, right and left together. Not so much thinking about the feet as opening to the sensations that are there. Perhaps contact with the floor, in the soles of the feet if you're sitting, perhaps in the heels if you're lying down, or perhaps in the soles of the feet there too. perhaps a warmth or a coolness, maybe a tingling in the feet, a throbbing or pulsating. Zooming in now to the little toe of the right foot. It may not be so easy to feel sensation here. Just opening the mind to whatever is here. And if that's no sensation at all, just noticing that. Remembering that there's not a particular sensation or experience that we're trying to find. This is simply an opportunity to practice being, just being with our experience, however special or normal it might feel, however pleasant or unpleasant. So if there's no sensation in the little toe of the right foot, we can just be with that no sensation. And in your own time now, moving the awareness deliberately from the little toe of the right foot along each toe of the right foot, pausing for a few moments with each toe, opening to the sensations or to the absence of sensation. Gently and kindly bringing back the wandering mind. And when you reach the big toe of the right foot, moving over to the big toe of the left foot, and on to the little toe, in your own time. Just resting the awareness here. Perhaps noticing the mind's tendency to set a goal, noticing how skillfully the mind can create a goal out of the most simple activity. Again, smiling at this natural tendency, and as best you can, stepping back from it. Back into simply being with the toes one by one. And if it's okay for you, as you next breathe out, letting go of the toes in your awareness, and bringing the awareness up through the body, lightly checking in with each part of the body that you pass. The tops of the feet, the ankles, the lengths of the shin bones, and the density of the calf muscles, the soft backs of the knees and the bony fronts, the thigh muscles protecting the thigh bones, the pelvis cradling the organs of the abdomen. In your own time, up through the torso, the rib cage and sternum, Maybe pausing for a few moments to observe any physical sensation of the heart. It may be felt, it may be not. Maybe noticing a pulsating from the heart, radiating outwards. And continuing up through the body, including the shoulders, and also the hands, and up through the arms. And bringing awareness to the throat now. Just allowing awareness to rest here. You might ask yourself if you're trying very hard, if there's a sense of striving to keep the mind in one place, to follow my guidance as precisely as you can. If you notice this effort, see if you can soften around it. Explore the idea of bringing a light touch. If that's okay for you. So, right now, with the sensations of the throat, from the underside of the chin down to the hollow between the two collarbones, an area of softness in the body. Perhaps noticing the contact with air here, perhaps with clothes. There may be some movement inside. And then taking the attention round to the neck. If you're lying down, there may be some contact here. If you're sitting, perhaps bending the head forward ever so slightly to allow the upper vertebrae of the neck to extend. This is an area of the body where we sometimes hold tension. Seeing if it's possible to soften, perhaps to breathe into the neck, just inviting a softening in the muscles. And then bringing awareness to the ears now, right and left. The physical sensations, however faint they are. And then round to the cheeks, the hollow of the cheek, and the bone of the jaw. Another area where we may feel tightness. Another opportunity to bring this friendly and non-judgmental awareness to whatever we find. Not looking for relaxation in particular, but just practicing this kind and balanced approach to however things are. Again, inviting a softening in the jaw, without trying too hard for anything. Always letting be. And then bringing the awareness round to the chin, the hard bone covered by the soft skin, the lower lip, the upper lip, perhaps the feel of the breath on the area between the lips and the nose, the coolness of the air as it meets the nostrils, the nose, the eyes resting in the eye sockets. Is there any physical sensation here? If your eyes are closed, you might notice that there is still a field of vision, color and shadow. There is still a panorama of sorts, panorama of awareness. The eyebrows, the space between the eyebrows, the softness of the temples, right and left, and the forehead. And then allowing the awareness to move over the scalp, perhaps a tingling. If the mind has wandered far away, for however long, just gently bringing it back to the scalp right now. No criticism or explanation is necessary. Just coming back again and again. And if it's okay for you, maybe exploring the sensations inside the head. Any physical sensation of the brain supported by the skull. Perhaps a throbbing, perhaps a temperature. Easy to get taken away by thought here. And just coming back if this happens to the felt experience. Nothing we need to generate. Noticing whatever there is to notice without having to create anything to notice. There may be very little. There may be a whole lot. You might imagine now that there's a small hole in the top of your head. And that as you breathe in, you can breathe in through this hole and down into the body. And that as you breathe out, the breath can go out through the soles of the feet. Breathing in through the top of the head, down into the body. And out through the soles of the feet. And then in through the soles of the feet. And out through the top of the head. Playing with breathing this way, in and out. There may be a refreshing or cleansing quality. As best you can, letting go, letting be. As we come towards the end of this practice, allowing these qualities, this kindly awareness, to flow into the rest of your day. So, today's poem is called Instructions on Not Giving Up. It's by Ada Limon. More than the fuchsia funnels breaking out of the crabapple tree, more than a neighbour's almost obscene display of cherry limbs shoving their cotton candy coloured blossoms to the slate sky of spring rains. It's the greening of the trees that really gets to me. When all the shock of white and taffy, the world's baubles and trinkets, leave the pavement strewn with the confetti of aftermath, the leaves come, patient, plodding, a green skin growing over whatever winter did to us, a return to the strange idea of continuous living, despite the mess of us, the hurt, the empty. Fine then, I'll take it, the tree seems to say, a new slick leaf unfurling like a fist to an open palm. I'll take it all. Wishing you all a good day. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll be back at the same time tomorrow.